Good afternoon to you. It's Wednesday afternoon. The reason I didn't jump on here first thing this morning is because first thing this morning genuinely really was first thing this morning. I'm not particularly a lark. However, I had to crowbar myself out of my bed this morning so I could get up and go to a sales training session for a number of reasons. One, actually, because I just love education. I always want to broaden my knowledge in all areas around business and life, for that matter. And also because we're looking at potentially doing some work with this guy and just seeing how the two companies might fit together. I'm absolutely blown away, genuinely, with the quality of the training this morning. We had a nice lunch as well. I'm just gonna get my dog, hang on a minute. Okay, we'll try that again. I was literally about to lose my dog out onto the street here. Where was I? Yeah, absolutely blown away by the quality of the training this morning. For me, right, yes, I'm into business skills. Yes, I'm into, your systems, your processes. I'm into all these kind of things, right? Business knowledge, acumen. However, the big thing that I am absolutely 100% championing is really simple, which is ability isn't really what is going to make you successful. It's the application of the skills that you have. So whilst I always want to increase my skills, I want to level up my knowledge, etc. What we champion in our business is really simple, right? It's you, the business owner, through your mindset, your attitude, your behaviors, applying the skills that you have and the skills that you gain. Most people go on sales training and literally do nothing with it. I saw a statistic that says less than 5% of people that go on a training program or training course actually implement anything at all. Turned up to this sales training. Part of me a little bit skeptical. Used to do some sales training in the old days, and I have a bit of a bumpy past with sales trainers, etc. And you know what? Absolutely blown away. It was like literally 80%, if not more, of what we were talking about was the mindset, the behavioral aspects around selling. And yeah, there were some amazing strategies, techniques, just little mini like one-liners of things you can say and how to open people up and blah 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 blah. Right, the process behind selling. But a big chunk of it was the psychology behind selling, the mindset behind selling. So absolutely massively in alignment. And even though I have had numerous sales jobs in my career, obviously I still sell in my current business now. Literally, I almost threw away my old sales process for an area of our business and pretty much rewriting it there and then in the room. So I've got to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate actually some of our sales processes and myself personally, how I'm selling when I get in front of people. My message today, I guess, so far this morning is really simple, which is absolutely you want to level up, you want to get skills training. I've just invested a good few hours of my time. I had to get up at the crack of dawn, which is painful enough for me, and we've given up it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, so it's pretty much given up most of my day to this. What's the point in doing your training? What's the point in giving up your time if you're not actually going to do anything with what it is that you learn? You don't have to take everything from anything. I'll tell you now, I wrote 16 pages out today out of 3 hours of training, right? I mean, literally just over 5 pages of content that I'm writing of how I can apply what I'm listening to. So I'm not making notes on what he's saying. I'm listening to what he's saying, translating that into how do I apply this? What does it mean to me? What am I going to do with this information? 16 pages I've got to go through to go back and rewrite some of my processes behind how we sell some of our offerings. If you're going to do training, I do recommend you do. Understand this. The skill themselves is not going to change your business. The ability you learn is not going to change your business. I could give you an absolute sales formula for success. I could give you an absolute business formula for success. I could literally give you a business in a box, and unless you apply it, you'll get nothing from it. That's why we work really heavily on the mindset, the attitude, behavior. This guy, even though he's into sales, is into business consultancy, big business growth like we are, absolutely he gets in here first and foremost. A massive fan of the same stuff that we are. So do your training, do your upskilling, but I'm telling you now, all the skills in the world will not make you successful unless you apply what you've already got, unless you apply the skills that you gain, unless you do something with it. It's absolutely nonsense. It's meaningless. All it is another 5-hour course, another 500 quid, £1,000, £10,000, weekend away, whatever it is that you have to commit to this training you're going to go on. It's just another load of money to go into something that isn't going to make any impact on your business at all. You have to use it. You have have to do something with it. Every single time you're in the presence of education, every time you're in the presence of upskilling, you've always got to be asking the simple question: how does this relate to me? What am I going to do with this? Then you've got to bring it back. You then have to work on it, bring it into your commitments, your goals, etc., and your plans, your strategies, and actually fucking do something with the education, the knowledge, the skills, the abilities that you have and the ones that you pick up. Wow, that was a big old monologue, wasn't it? I'll check in with you in just a little bit. I've got a couple of hours of work and I'm gonna get this sorted out because it's a little bit out of control. Have an awesome one, and I'll check in with you in just a little bit. Okay, so just had the hair well and truly chopped by the lovely Scott of Bravo Hairdressing. Now it's time to go back home. It's 5:30, which means what? Not the end of a day, of course. We're only about halfway, maybe 2/3 through the entrepreneurial day. I've got a good few hours of work still to do later on today. I thought what I'd add to you actually is, of course, I've come back from that training this morning. Tons of training. 3:30. I've got stuff I have to do this afternoon, or did have to do before I could come down here. So I haven't got time to go through my notes. I haven't got time to go back over what I learned this morning. I haven't even got time, certainly, to look at how I can apply this moving forward. So what I did do before I moved on to any other task was find a slot in my diary so that I could put aside the time to go back over what I learned today, go back over my notes, and look at how I can apply the training, where I can apply the training, how it can affect my own sales process, my own sales funnels. That day happens to be Saturday. I always say this: Saturday, day 6 of the entrepreneurial week. So yeah, I thought I'd add that to you, right? If you go to any training, etc., it's always good normally to give yourself a little bit of processing time afterwards. For me and Trace, it was a chat in the car, etc. However, I learned so much today. There was no way I was going to be able to process everything in just the 1 hour back in the car. So put some time aside, go back over your notes, go back over your training, ask the 2 questions I keep saying. How does this relate to me? How does it relate to my business? How does it relate to where I'm at in my own business right now? Where and how can I apply this? Ask those questions of yourself. Then you'll take that information and you'll start looking at how you can apply that information. But you do need to take the time to do this. As I keep saying, I said earlier, you know, most people don't apply anything. The reason is you go on training, you go, wow, that's amazing, that's great, and then you move on with your life. Even if you do move on with your life, you don't have processing time, put a time in your diary. If the training was good, if you've got good notes, make sure you find a hole within the next few days, next week maximum, to take time to really go over it again and look at how you can apply it. I mean this. That's how you're gonna get the most out of your training. Otherwise, you've just spent some time, just spent some money learning some good shit that makes no difference whatsoever. Right, heading home and getting on with the last part of my working day. Have a good one. That brings us to the end of a long day. It's 1:15. I'm going to call it a night. Have a long day ahead of me tomorrow, actually, in the sense that I have an entire day of coaching. I have my lads all coming in tomorrow, all working on various elements of life, although they do have some common themes. I'll share some of what comes out of that coaching tomorrow because it may be of value, maybe of use, maybe of interest to you. But as far as today is concerned, it's over. I'm out. I will check in with you tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. I hope you had an awesome day. I'll see you in the morning.